Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're bringing you some Shen Jarvan gameplay. I saw that this list was actually doing okay in ladder stats, and I wanted to give it a shot. It's been a while since we played just some classic Shen Jarvan barriers Demacia deck, so I think it was a good deck for you all to kind of learn how to play. It's still a classic. I think it does very well against a lot of Demacia piles, and also can do decently against stuff like Control because we have access to Deny and stuff like OC and Oracle, right? That can let us be able to deny like a Vengeance for 1 mana instead of having to spend a 4 mana deny for it. Of course, the benefit of this, again, is when you're going against a more heavy board presence deck because you're able to use your barriers to be able to block or be able to take value trades against the opponent. Most of the times, you really win through leveling up the Jarvan. But, you know, that's kind of like the one weakness of this deck, that it kind of has a hard time closing out games if you don't get like your Jarvan leveled up or have your Shen with your Sacred Protector. We really play the Sacred Protector to be able to guarantee that we draw that Shen because it's just so good at pushing up damage. So, yeah, let's jump ahead and see how the games go with Shen Jarvan. If you like the games, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. Enjoy the games. In this matchup, we're going against the Mirror. Like, what? Barely have gone against any Shen Jarvans, and the moment that I start recording, of course, I go right up against the Mirror. The Broadwind is nice, but I honestly want to see if I can find the Shen. We get the Shen, right? So, the Shen is nice. Obviously, we don't have anything to help. Like, we're not going to support the Shen with anything right now, but we'll figure it out as we go. Let's go Kinku Student. That way the opponent always has to be worried about this guy getting barrier, and it's going to let us level up the Shen very quickly, right? So this will allow us to level up the Shen really quickly. We don't need to block that caretaker. No reason for us to do anything here. I might choose to keep this protector, to be honest. Yeah, like I might choose to just take this 4 damage. I don't think it's worth it to do the protector right now. I think I like just going for Shen here. And next we can deny their attack with the protector, and that will get our Shen to 4 out of 5 while also keeping us the deny. We can also have the Stand United as burst speed option if we need to. So the idea here is that we want to just level up this Shen right away, and by having the Shen United or the Bright Steel Protector is going to let us do exactly that, right? And then we can go ahead and play Jarvan and yada yada, etc, etc. So the annoying part here is that we probably have to just go ahead and do it now, just so that we can defend. So this allows me to defend right now. Next time we'll have the Jarvan, and we'll get the value like that. It's also going to make everything else that we throw a little bit stronger. All right.
Immediately. I'll stop you.
Is this a challenge?
Probably want to keep this deny, to be honest. I probably want to keep this deny mana just so that we're able to beat a single combat. Opponent doesn't go for it. They could have a barrier that will allow them to be able to kill my... I guess they can't really kill it. But if we go like this, we get the Jarvan. Everything else is going to get barrier. So this guy's going to be a 9 attack. The Jarvan. The problem is that it taps me out of deny, and that's kind of scary to not have denied or have anything else for barriers. Because if the opponent has a single combat, that could be a problem. But the opponent has to block, which should potentially allow my Jarvan to level up. They could have a form up here to kill the Shen, but that's okay. We have a second Shen. They need to kill this Jarvan. I feel like if this Jarvan stays alive, we're in a good spot. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. You need to kill the Jarvan. I think you need to have a single combat. Okay, so the Jarvan just leveled up, and that's huge for us because now we have access to the Cataclysm every single turn, and that's gonna give us the value that we need. We still have both of our Kinku Students, and we have Spear's Refuge as well as Stand United. I guess opponent could have a follow-up single combat right here. But that would need to sacrifice the caretaker. They don't have it. If they have their own Jarvan, the Spirit's Refuge keeps me protected against that lifesteal, against my low health, right? So there's one problem here, right? The problem that the opponent has is that I can just go like this. So I can just go like this. And now you lose your Sacred Protector, so you don't have the double attack anyways. I will have to lose one of my Kinku students, by the way. So we'll have to lose one of my Kinku students just because of the barrier. I guess I don't have to. No, because they don't have the double attack anymore. Never mind. So they don't have the double attack anymore, so I can just go like this. Don't want to lose to like a 4-up, right? I don't think that's a good thing where we want to be at. So we're just gonna go here. We're gonna have the Screeching Dragon be able to drag their Caretaker.
No quarter.
So we'll go like this.
Forward.
I'm gonna attack with the Jarvan, even though it's probably not correct to attack with the Jarvan. We can save the Shen with the lifesteal. That lifesteal doesn't do anything to us. The opponent blocks here, blocks here. The thing is that now we can follow with the Cataclysm, right? So we have 10, so we have enough to go. I guess here's the question: what if we don't? Like, if the opponent blocks like this, I think I have to let the Shen die. So I actually think I have to let the Shen die and just have enough for a deny to save us. We could also technically have lethal by going the Stand United route into Spirit's Refuge. No, it's not enough, right? Yeah, I think we let the Shen die. Knowing that this turn we can go Cataclysm and kill their Caretaker with our Jarvan, while still having deny or any lifesteal as backup, right? Because if I play... Okay, so the opponent gets another Protector. So instead, we're gonna just, I guess, kill the Protector. So now they have 2 Shans, but they don't have enough to play Shan plus the Stand United. They're 1 mana off. And then next turn we can just play a second Shen. Let's go Badger Bear, gives me a blocker. And then we just play the Shen, and that gives us the barrier to block everything.
The balance requires
Okay.
a watchful eye.
So then we go Shen. We have the barriers that we need, as well as being really good blockers. And then again, we follow with the Cataclysm right after, while still having Deny as a backup. That's why I decided to play the Badger Bear instead of playing anything else, right? So we can go ahead and block, like, I guess we can block like this. It doesn't really matter,
No dispute.
right? Let's be careful, just in case that the opponent has like a single combat, that we don't lose this Shen. It's probably correct, by the way, for us to just go after the Shen instead of going after the Caretaker, just because we know that the opponent has the Stand United. So because the opponent has the Stand United, going after the Shen is actually correct, in my opinion.
For the king. No quarter.
Otherwise, we'll go ahead and just play the Sacred Protector and just go that way for lethal. The opponent is still gonna have to Stand United. If they save, like, if they can save this Shen here, right? If they have a barrier, they can save this Shen, and of course they do.
The balance has been
So now we don't have to worry about the Stand United next turn. But by us having double attack, we're able to get rid of their barrier when we attack, right? This Caretaker is cute, but it's not really doing a lot for them. We play the Sacred Protector on Shen, right? Now the Shen has double attack. Everything here also has double attack. We have our own Stand United to protect ourselves. And we're chilling. So the opponent has Stand United. We probably don't want to tap out of the deny, right? If we go here, we're able to kill the Shen or anything else that the opponent throws at us. Because even if they barrier this Shen, the double attack kills them. They have to block everything, right? And the double attack with barrier means that I'm able to kill anything that they play. I don't want to attack with the rest of my units because I don't want to tap out of deny if I don't need to. So I want to just go like this for now. Force the Shen answer out of them. And then we can just go Cataclysm into the Caretaker after the opponent commits this block. And because they don't have enough units, they're like, even if they can save this Shen, it makes the Stand United kind of useless because they don't have enough units. If they Stand United right now,
We walk between
they still need to find a blocker for this Shen here, so they still need to lose another unit. Again, because we have double attack, by the way, their units die anyways. Because the double attack means that the first hit gets rid of the barrier and the second hit gets rid of the unit. So the opponent still loses their whole board, and then we can go Cataclysm.
Perhaps they realize they've already lost.
So, okay, so I guess we'll have to just go Spirit's Refuge here, right?
Balance favors you.
I think I like doing the Spirit's Refuge instead of the Unite. I need to protect the Sacred Protector because otherwise the opponent gets their units to survive. So here we just kill the whole board. We still have another barrier, plus we know the opponent knows that we have a Stand United. Oh wait, I guess I could have used the Stand United too, but I don't think that's important. Yeah, so opponent knows that we have the Stand United, so I don't see the point of doing this. So we're gonna just go here and just heal up. And that's game. Yeah, we get to heal up to 16. Opponent has a single car. We go Cataclysm and just kill this girl right here. We still have access to deny for a single combat if we need to. And then we just attack with everything and just get there.
To the flag!
Joining the Sacred Protector was important, right? Because it did allow us to have that double attack to just make their board smaller. So I'm glad that it ended up happening that way. We'll go like this. We'll go here.
It must be done.
And that's game. This is going to be 16 right here. Or, sorry, 22. Yeah, a little bit late, unfortunately. And the former wouldn't have helped them anyways, just because we ended up just having the better board, right? We ended up having the better board and being able to take the trades when we needed to, right? So,
These are banners.
GG's. I think having the Jarvan leveled up, right? That's what carried the game. That's why I was surprised when my Jarvan was able to level up on that one attack. But I think the opponent didn't have a choice anyway, so yeah. In this matchup, we're going against Illaoi and Swain. And this matchup is super aggro for us, right? Because if they get like a really big tentacle, it's going to be really hard to deal with it. Jarvan is not bad. As much as I like the Spirit's Refuge, I don't think this is the matchup where we need it. I think we're going to just go... I don't mind buffing this Caretaker up right now. So I don't mind going like this. And have the Caretaker be big enough to deal with like the tentacle. So we can go blocking Badger on turn 3. Shen on turn 4, I guess. So let's go like this. This blocking Badger is good to also block the tentacle. I guess if the opponent has a tentacle smash. Let's push this damage down. I'm okay with the opponent. Okay, I'm completely fine with this, right? Opponent restarting their tentacles is great for us. Like, yeah, you killed the Badger Bear, but I don't think I care about the Badger Bear as much as you think. Right? Am I missing something here? Why do it like that? If they play Illaoi here, the Bryce the Protector just completely stops their attack. The other option is that we can play Jarvan. Sorry, we can play Shen, not Jarvan. We can play this Shen.
The eye of twilight.
Opponent still cannot attack with Illaoi here. I guess they can, right? I guess they go ahead and do it. We'll just kill the tentacle and we're chilling. Yeah, like the opponent's not gonna attack there because we can just kill the tentacle. I'm gonna go Screeching Dragon. Let the opponent have a Disintegrate or a Tentacle Smash. Oh, that's not... I guess that is good enough, right? It stops the Shen from doing anything. So we go like this and just set up the Illaoi to die to a block. So we set up the Illaoi so that the Illaoi dies. We have the barrier. We're taking so much damage. If opponent doesn't do anything here...
Mother Serpent brings us together for another voyage.
May she look upon our journey with pride, or perhaps humor.
I guess we go like this, right? I guess we go like this.
Dictates both our actions.
This gives me the blocker.
This will be fun!
So this gives me the blocker for the Illaoi. If opponent has... So if we block like this, okay, so Here's my thought.
I'll stop you.
I'm gonna block like this in case the opponent has a Scorcher. Disintegrate? Do we let the Shen die? We'll let the Shen die. I blocked this way in case that the opponent had a Scorch Earth. And because we're still able to kill the Illaoi.
I am one with the land.
And then next time we're still able to kill the Tentacle with the Jarvan, while also getting the Jarvan leveled up. So we can go like this. Get some value with the Screeching Dragon so the opponent doesn't get Tentacle. If the opponent has Leviathan, the Jarvan leveled up still lets us kill the Levy. Close, but not enough. I guess they wanted to get rid of the barrier and the Jarvan, but they missed. That was close. The bad thing there is that even if the opponent got rid of the Jarvan barrier, we still kill their Tentacle, so this opponent still will be restarting from 0, right? So the opponent will have still restarted from 0, and I think at this point, because of the Jarvan level up, I don't think opponent can beat us.
Success gets you noticed around here.
Yeah, I don't think opponent can beat us anymore. Heck, we can even go ahead and let's take that Scorcher. So even if the Jarvan gets damaged, I'm completely safe. We still have the Cataclysm. Opponent wants us to use the Cataclysm, right? We don't need to. We don't need to. Sure. You know what? I'll use it now, just because the opponent tapped out of the attack. Like, if they still had access to the Swain, and there it is, and then we start the Scorch Earth, and opponent cries. And that's why I picked the Scorch Earth, so I didn't have to worry about my units being damaged. Oh, Fervor, okay. Yeah, that doesn't help you, unfortunately. It does stop the Cataclysm, I guess. We go barrier, we open attack, and we attack with everything. We have another barrier, and that's good. Yeah, that Carvings of Divination ends up being pretty good, huh? I think the Jarvan changed everything, right? The moment that the Jarvan was able to attack and survive, that's all we needed, because then we have the Cataclysm to stop like a Leviathan or a Swain. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Teemo Caitlyn, right? So, we do have Badger Bears, blocking Badger Bears to deal with the Teemo. I don't get it. I want to have more again. I need to get my champions. Broadwind, I guess, kind of does the trick as well. It can help us kill the Teemo. I wanted my champions. I wanted the D9, right? Because I feel like I wanted to have D9 for the Karina eventually when she comes down. Opponent doesn't have Teemo on turn 1, so that is a great news for us. We can go Broadwind and potentially have like single combat if the opponent plays like a Teemo later. Now the Caitlyn is still a little bit annoying. Not gonna deny that. We can also try to kill their... Okay, so we just attacking. Okay, so the opponent's playing more just full traps, right? So this is telling me full traps or flash bombs. Otherwise, this peddler makes no sense. Okay, so we can go second Broadwind, go Kinku Student, and have still enough mana for a barrier. I guess we'll let them get the Teemo for now. I don't think it's worth it for us to attack that Teemo. High toss. So we'll just say okay. I mean, we'll use this one to go after the Teemo, right? I guess he's telling us that the opponent might have access to like a single combat. Not a single combat, sorry, like a Mystic, right? So the opponent's saying, hey, I have a Mystic shot, and I'm gonna kill your Broadwind, but that's gonna get punished by the form-up. So I think I'm fine with this. We'll just go like this. The one problem here is the fact that we don't have, like, the opponent's getting all these flash bombs. We did just almost level up Jarvan in one shot, right? So the opponent has all these flash bombs. So I need to be careful that I guess my Broadwinds are gonna eat up some of them, right? There's no question about it. We can play Screeching Dragon, and as long as one of these Broadwinds stays alive, we can challenge the second Flash Bomb Peddler. And as I say that, the opponent gets it. So the opponent is really just going all in on Flash Bombs, huh? So the opponent is going all in on Flash Bombs. If they don't put more flash bombs right now, I think there's a good chance of this guy staying alive. Wow. Okay, so yeah, all in on flash bombs. No question about that. So 7 flash bombs. We don't hit the Badger Bear. That's exactly what I'm looking for. We can go like this. Try to kill both of their peddlers. If opponent tries to like Mystic, we have access to moral support. Yeah, so I'm down to play for. I guess let's go for the form up. Let's go for the form up here. Let's go for the form up first. That's 8 flash bombs still in our top of our deck. Opponent goes for condense one more time. I think that tells me that I should go ahead and do this. I think that tells me that I should go ahead and deal with this peddler. I think the opponent, like the flash bombs are scary because they actually can do a lot of damage to us. Like the opponent can get so much value from these flash bombs. If they're using their condense on those peddlers, instead of using them on cards that matter, I think I'm cool with this, right? This lets me block the Sting Officer. Now, my cards are still going to take a lot of damage from these flash bombs, right? So my units are going to get slowly whittled down, and that really sucks. And not only that, but the Caitlyn is going to be a problem. We can go All-Seeing Oracle. Let's go for this Mystic Shot. We know that the opponent has the Pastry here. So we can let them use the Pastry. They get another 2 flash bombs. That's why I wanted to kill the other Peddler last turn. So that we didn't have to deal with the flash bombs this turn, right? So we didn't have to deal with the double Peddler this turn. And again, this is really bad for us because the flash bombs will eventually kill my whole board. And it doesn't look like I'll be able to get anything. So like I haven't been able to get anything here. I will just sacrifice it into the chump wump, I guess. If the opponent has Corina, they can also get rid of my whole board. And that could be a problem. Yeah, so let's just Carbon of Divination this. So we Carbon of Divinations this, keep the Badger Bear alive. The opponent has 1 card left, but we have 14 flash bombs, so our board is gonna be gone. But every time that we play every time we're gonna get something different, right? Now I think I want to open attack here. So I want to open attack here just so that I don't have to deal with Corina killing my whole board, right? So I think we'll play the Screeching Dragon afterwards. Okay, I don't care about the Peddler at this point. Oh wow, especially because the opponent has no spells. So this is actually so good for me. So this is telling me no Corina. We'll just eat up a lot of these flash bombs. Yeah, but my units are still staying alive. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. We'll go Screeching. I guess the Caitlyn could be a really big deal here. You're still getting blocked by the Badger Bear, so the Teemo doesn't matter. Not only that, but we have a second Badger Bear now. So the Badger Bears means that the Teemo doesn't really matter. We still have 8 flash bombs, but our board continues getting bigger and bigger. Woo! Okay, so these Screeching Dragons are gonna die, no matter what, right? So we can go here, here. I guess this is actually lethal, by the way. This is actually lethal because of the moral support. Do we commit to it? Absolutely. Okay, so this is lethal now. So we moral support, and this is gonna be 7. Woo! That's smart though. It lets them draw and also draws me into the flash bombs. But like even now, we only have 4 flash bombs left. So my units will have still continued to stay alive, and we are able to commit it. Really weird. We didn't get any champions. But we have the ways to at least stop those peddlers from being on the field because we ended up getting our challengers. And that kind of ended up helping us out. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Fizz and Samira. We do have lifesteal. So the lifesteal and the barriers should be interesting. The Badger Bear is amazing. Why would I not keep this hand? Because I like the Screeching Dragon. I like the form up to be able to beat like all out and stuff. This is not necessary. I guess eventually it could be useful, but the Badger Bear is so good The single combat is so good. Eventually we go Screeching Dragon, slowly get rid of their... like the single combat is actually amazing because we need to be able to deal with the Shelly. So now we have the way to deal with the Shelly. That's our Spirit's Refuge. When we play this, opponent cannot play Shelly, right? I guess I'll just get my 4 damage through. Opponent wanted to trigger Plunder, we make it rain. You can get the single combat, you can get the Screeching Dragon, you can get the Form Up. The Form Up is probably the best one. The Spirit's Refuge is kind of annoying for them to have too. But the Form Up is probably the best one for them to get, right? I guess the Spirit's Refuge lets them save their thing, their Shelly. A second Badger Bear would be so good here. I'm so good. How did I call that second Badger Bear out? How did I call this second Badger Bear out? Wow. When it goes all out, we play Form Up. The funny thing is that the opponent can still kill this, right? With like a Pirouette right after. We'll go second Badger Bear. We ate up an all out. Opponent plays their Inferno, which enables my Screeching Dragon. If the opponent plays the Pirouette right here to kill this and stun this, then that's still fine. So that means that the opponent didn't grab a Form Up. Opponent grabbed the Screeching Dragon. So the opponent didn't grab a Form Up. Instead, they grabbed the Screeching Dragon. We can go over here. I think the Screeching Dragon is scary, but it's not like impossible for us to beat the Screeching Dragon. Because Jarvan can just kill it next turn, right? So we'll have Jarvan, actually our own Screeching Dragon can kill it next turn. So we can actually go Shen here. So we can actually, yeah, we can actually go Shen here and have access to Spirit's Refuge still. Jailbreak. Opponent needs to find, I was gonna say, opponent needs to find enough ways to deal damage so they can actually get the Stylish Shot back into their hand. And that is one way to do that, right? If they have the Pirouette here, which they do, they get to stun the Elusive and do -1 on this guy. Do we ever single combat? I like this single combat right here. I don't want to deal with the Elusives right now. We can get Jarvan to level up really easily next turn with the Screeching Dragon. Opponent doesn't really have any good draft for the Screeching Dragon because they probably don't want to drag this guy. If they have an all-out, it is a little bit annoying, but the Jarvan still kills the Screeching Dragon. Okay, so it's just going to be stunned. Okay, so they're just going to stun the whole board. All this damage doesn't matter for me because I have the Spirit's Refuge. You get the Burble Fish. Burble Fish. Okay, so we know that your whole hand is just 2 spells. So we know your whole hand is 2 spells that we don't care about. They actually went ahead and pull here. We still get to level up the Jarvan. So we still get to level up the Jarvan. Kill the Screeching Dragon. Opponent has 2 spells that cost 1 that we don't know about. And we have Deny now, so we can go like this. I guess just to be safe, let's pull like this. If the opponent has another Make It Rain, I want to make sure that the Jarvan stays alive, right? So even through a Make It Rain, the Jarvan stays alive. And then the Jarvans should let me get value. The only downside here is if the opponent gets a Shelly. Looks like they don't have it, so we're able to just push through and commit for the game. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Viego Sett. With, okay, so, what am I playing against? I feel like I need to get my champions, right? This Deny is really tempting, though. I'm gonna look for my champions. The Deny and the single combat were both tempting. We still end up getting the Deny anyways, so maybe that's fine. We don't get our champions though, so that's a problem. Double Deny. Let them kill this with a Soul Harvest or a Quatus if they have it. They're showing us not to have either, so I'm gonna actually play the Badger Bear instead, just so that we have this big unit, right? I was thinking maybe they play something like the 3 mana card that gives you a coin. The Countering Dragon is a bit of a better punish, so good for them there, I guess. We'll go second Browin. Opponent has 7 mana. Next turn we can go Caretaker, or we can start with the Kinku Student. The problem with playing all of this out, there's no way they play Castigate, right? Surely the opponent doesn't play Castigate. This is such a weird hand. Oh, it's just a stun. Okay.
These woods protect their own.
We have 2 options. I mean, we can just protect one of these guys
Got your back.
and just push damage this way.
Fine and wisp. Steady my hand.
Just go like this. We'll push the 8 damage. We get to keep 2 of our Broadwinds alive. We still have deny for later, but it's really awkward that we don't have any barriers. The deny is gonna make it really nice though for us to be able to survive. So next we can play Kinku Students, so I think I'll let them.
I can't win.
Because I feel like the opponent has to try to attack into me, right? I guess it's a world where they don't attack. But this lets me have Jarvan plus deny available for next turn. Yeah, they're always attacking, right? So they're always attacking here, right? So now next turn, they actually could potentially just die. Because we can go like this, right? We can drag with the Broadwind and have the Jarvan come down. And this is 6, this is 7. Like, this is actually lethal here while they also still lose their set. We have deny to protect against like a Vengeance. We actually just gonna aggro them down, and that's kind of weird. Like, I didn't expect this, right? So the deny into a Vengeance is the best thing that we could potentially do. A second stun is annoying, but not impossible. The opponent doesn't even try. Again, we just needed the champion, right? We ended up getting the champion exactly what we needed, which was on turn 7, where we could attack and still have access to deny as a backup to deal with the opponent's response. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Illaoi Swain. Now, they do have a lot of removal for my units, which can be problematic. I want to keep this Jarvan. I'm going to keep this whole hand. I feel like I need to be able to deal with their tentacles early, right? And the single combat and the form up, and even the deny, kind of helps me do that. So we can start with the Broadwind, just so that we can give this challenger. Let's push the 3 damage. At the end of the day, I do need to be able to find lethal sooner rather than later. We have no way to get this challenger, so the opponent passing there doesn't really matter to us. The Spear's Refuge is nice. Opponent goes for Iron Akaboros. That doesn't do much. We go Badger Bear, right? We go Badger Bear, and then we do attack that tentacle, so that the opponent cannot get that tentacle big enough. I think as long as I can keep their tentacle small, is good for us. And it also helps us to level up our Jarvan, right? So now the Jarvan is at 1 out of 3 now. You can go ahead for the parley, and I guess I'll just form this up. The risk with this form up is the fact that I cannot kill an Illaoi anymore. But I kind of like delaying them. Here. Okay, they have to spend 2 cards, right? They have to spend 2 cards to kill that Broadwind, and I think I'm okay with that. This Carbon of Divinations could be really good. This Carbon of Divination is really good. The question is, which one do we use it on? I think Disintegrate is the scariest part of their deck. This Swain, by the way, doesn't make any sense. So this Swain makes no sense because it's just gonna die to Jarvan. Like, I also the Heavy Metal also doesn't make any sense. So the Swain or the Heavy Metal, neither of them make sense. This is gonna just die to Jarvan now. You get the Make It Rain. I guess that's cute. It puts me in a position where I'm only at 1 HP. I guess I'll take it. We still live. That's why they did it, I guess. They wanted to just kill that blocker. Make it rain again. Alright. So they get to kill the Jarvan. That's double Make It Rain. And the more that they use Make It Rain now, the better it is for us as the game goes on. Anakaboros does nothing. Here we can just play the Sacred Protector. Right? So we go Sacred Protector, we get the Shen, and now we're gonna have the Shen plus the double attack for the rest of the game. That the opponent's gonna have to watch out for. Let's start with the Kinko student. And then we'll play the Shen. Just so that the Shen sees the barrier from the Kinko student. I'm not gonna play both, I'm only gonna play one. You see that disintegrate that we've been talking about? We go like this. And just stop it. Then we play the Shen and we still have access to double attack as well as the deny. We can give the barrier to the Protector and the Protector is going to swing. Scorch Earth. So then we just deny the Scorch Earth and this should be game. Opponent can, opponent tap out a Scorch Earth, just use the disintegrate, showed us that they don't have another, stun, right? And then we just attack, because if they had another stun, it was better for them to play the stun. So the opponent has to sacrifice both their units, we hit 6 damage, and now any of my units are presenting lethal in the next turn. Opponent could have the Swain, and the Swain I guess is a little bit scary, but we do have blockers that have over 4 HP, and the opponent still needs to commit one more spell to actually get the Swain to be leveled up. So I think we should be in a good spot, but it is definitely not all done just yet. So, what are they doing? Okay. Yeah, they see that there's no out. They see that there's no out, so there goes the surrender, and that's the game. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everyone. Hope you enjoyed those games of Shen Jarvan. The deck is okay. It feels like he's lacking something, right? Like I feel like you give the opponent too much time, right, to kind of get to the win condition, because you're really not able to do a lot here with this archetype. You don't really have like a big fearsome, overwhelm, brash, elusive. You don't really have any of those finishers. You really end up grinding the opponent down through getting trades with your barrier units and be able to kind of challenge their units with Screeching Dragon, Jarvan, and Broadwind, which feels a little bit weak, right? In this meta game where we just have these huge units that can come down and just completely change the style of the game. So not the greatest deck, but I think it is worth investigating as the meta develops, because I think it does have some good matchups into some of the things that you are seeing in the meta a lot, as the meta kind of goes back in time to those Fizz Samira and Nasus and control style of games. I think with the Spirit's Refuge, this deck can do really well, for example, against Jinx decks, right? So if you're going against like a Jinx or any sort of like Bando City aggressive deck or Discard aggro, you're able to really do really well, because you can challenge their units. You have a Kinko student that is really hard for them to remove. And then you have the Spirit's Refuge, which can just get you so much value at letting you heal back to full, especially if you have like a big caretaker. So we didn't see any of those matchups in this recording, but that's the idea with the Spirit's Refuge and why this deck can kind of do well against a lot of the current existing meta, because it kind of does well against those aggressive strategies. So yeah, that's kind of the idea with the deck. In terms of like strategy, I mean, you saw it. I think the challengers, Broadwind and Screeching Dragons with the Shen barriers, is the best thing that you can go for, because that will also let you slowly level up your Jarvan. And then when you're able to have a Jarvan in 2 out of 3, the Jarvan will level up with its own attack once you actually have it in your hand. So ideally, strategy-wise, I do want to look for the Broadwind, right? And I want to look for the Shen. The Screeching Dragon is too expensive to keep in your mulligan. So again, I just want to look for Shen and Broadwind to kind of start off most of my games if I know that I want to take good value trades against the opponent. If I need to be able to play against something like aggro, then something like Kinko Student might slightly be better, just because if I can follow it up with like a Shen or a Bright Steel Protector, I know that this Kinko Student is going to get that barrier for free, allowing him to trade efficiently against the opponent aggressive decks. But anyways, early in the game, Kinko Student, Broadwind, and Shen is what you want to look for. Blocking Badger Bear as well if you're going against like Fizz Samira or Teemo decks. That card is just so good at doing that. As you transition to the mid game, that's when you want to start developing your Screeching Dragon and try to start working towards the Jarvan level, right? So you want to develop the Screeching Dragon, get favorable trades. You can do the Ocean Oracle if you think that the opponent has a really critical spell like Vengeance or something, that or even like Ruination or whatever that you want to be able to stop. Then the Ocean Oracle kind of helps you do that. And then you kind of go for in the mid-range and obviously get the Jarvan leveled up and start getting Valley Fan. Into the late game, it becomes a little bit dicey because you don't really have a lot of draw here. So you're kind of start running out of showing resources, and you have to be more careful of the trades that you take. The Sacred Protector obviously is really good in the late game because it does give one of your units barrier as well as drawing you the Shen, which can be really important, allowing you to kind of finish up games. In terms of mulligan, I want a hard mulligan for my champions, so Shen Jarvan, but I also don't mind keeping the Broadwind in most situations. But you really want to have your champions with this deck because your champions kind of carry the things that you can do with this deck. But yeah, I think that's really it for this deck. There's not a lot more that can be said about it. Again, it's not the strongest deck, but also not the weakest deck in the current meta. So if you like this archetype, you should give this a shot. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.